D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser took aim at the city council today and sharply criticized members over several pieces of legislation they approved yesterday. That includes the council's override of her veto on a bill that requires more detailed reporting on D.C. police cooperation with federal law enforcement. News 4's Mark Segraves reports on the mayor's comments, which also include the possibility that she could use her emergency powers to extend the youth curfew in the district.
Scenes like this, hundreds of young people gathering in places like Navy Yard, getting out of control, resulting in fights and at times gunfire, is why Mayor Bowser says the police chief needs the authority to implement temporary youth curfew zones. The current authority expires April 15th. Yesterday, the D.C. Council voted to delay any action on extending the curfew zones through the summer, as Mayor Bowser wants.
That is, in essence, killing the youth curfew.
I asked the mayor if she would use her mayoral powers to extend the curfew without council approval by declaring a public safety emergency.
That's a very limited option, Mark. That's not a solution.
The mayor has the authority to declare a public safety emergency in certain circumstances, and it's limited to 15 days.
Would you consider doing that in this instance?
I will put all options on the table.
The youth curfew wasn't the only action by the council yesterday that drew the mayor's ire today. The council also voted to override her veto of legislation that requires D.C. police to record names and agencies of federal officers present when MPD makes any arrests.
They've overridden my vetoes aplenty. That doesn't make me wrong and them right. That just makes them sticking together as an institution and ignoring common sense. So they've overridden me before. They were wrong then and they're wrong now.
Bowser indicated the department will comply with the new law.
What they did was they passed 2 emergencies that expire in 90 days that are going to require me and the chief of police to come up with the regulations to make sure that officers know what they're doing.
And Bowser wasn't through chiding the council. She also was critical of legislation passed yesterday that would prevent Pepco from shutting off power to customers for not paying their bills totaling less than $1,000.
If you tell people they don't have to pay, many people won't pay. And you're conditioning people to think that the government is going to bail them out, and there really isn't a bailout. I think the larger discussion has to be why are utility rates going up?
In the district, Mark Segraves, News 4.